Welcome to Wrestling Brothers Breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
This is me and my brother's wrestling show podcast thing. We are brothers who like to watch wrestling and talk about it for fun. All right, this episode. This is our SummerSlam review episode. So we're going to talk SummerSlam.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. We'll talk.
Not Detroit.
We'll go over our picks. We'll update the belt. Who's going to be the champion going forward, and then we'll talk about the matches and we'll give them our star ratings
and our bold pick and our dashing pick.
Yeah, bold take and dashing take.
Bold take, yeah. Don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, we will talk about it.
That we probably will.
All right. So before we jump into that, quick plug for the show: Wrestling Brothers Breakdown at Wrestling Brothers Breakdown on YouTube. You can email us, wrestlingbrothersbreakdown@gmail.com. You can also find us at WB Breakdown Show on Instagram and X. And then
formerly known as Twitter.
You can get the audio version of the show on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Music, and Pocket Casts. And you can get the video on Spotify or YouTube. So all over the place. Enjoy it. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. We just do it for fun.
And acknowledge us.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let's jump.
What were your picks? How many did you get right? What'd you do?
Let's go over our picks. There were 7 matches.
7 matches.
I was watching this, and then as soon as most of the matches, we picked the same thing. And then the first one we differed on, you won, and I was like, crap, I think I just lost the whole night on the second match of the night. So I got 4 out of 7 right, and you got 5 out of 7 right.
Let's go.
So I will.
Lots of title changes. We'll get to it.
I'm gonna, take off these numbers here, erase them, and then I'll add the new ones later. But
still got my
that
belt.
means Brad retains the Wrestling Brothers Breakdown pay-per-view Pick'em WWE belt.
Now watch, I'd be terrible at AEW. That's just gonna happen, right?
You won't last forever. You're gonna make some bad picks eventually. There's enough pay-per-views. So Brad now is 2 pay-per-view wins, and I have 0. But
the champ is here.
So congrats to the champ, and still.
I like that. That's gonna be good.
And still, I'll put some graphics up for you.
Maybe Samantha Irvin can say that for me.
There you go. I'll see if I can AI her voice in for you.
I was like, let's go.
All right, but that's half the fun is picking it. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So, first match of the night. Started off with, where's my list here? The Women's World Championship match. Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley.
Mommy. Sorry, not mama. Mommy.
Yeah. So, Liv Morgan retained. We both picked that right.
Yep.
I thought this match was actually pretty entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good first match for the night.
Yeah. Have you ever dislocated your shoulder before?
I have not dislocated my shoulder before.
I have. It hurts. It sucks.
So do you think that really happened?
No, at first I was like, oh. Like I started massaging the area. I was like, oh, the PTSD. And then I was like, oh. And she,
At first I thought she might have done it the way she screamed because that was out of character, like a real pain yell. But then the fact that they let him keep going and fight on, I was like, okay, that's just a little bit of a work. They're just selling it really good.
Didn't throw up the X sign and be like, no, stop the match.
Yeah. I know sometimes wrestlers will push through an injury, but I think they probably would have stopped that maybe.
If it was that
and then the fact that they let her kick her and stomp it, and I was like, okay, if it was really hurt, they would have said fake hit something else, like her knee or something. I think. I could be wrong, but... And then I think it was just for the big crowd pop of her slamming her shoulder into the wall or the desk to ram it back in place to get a big pop.
And I thought there'd be more destruction from Rhea. I thought she'd just be so mad that there would just be more of a beatdown, just little mind games at first, run around, in and out of the ring. I was like, come on, let's get this started. And then Dirty Dom, is just... I kind of figured... You
called that right, distraction, or the distraction would end up helping the other person, but turns out he did it on purpose.
Yep, so it'd be interesting to see what happens on Raw on Monday night. Any fallout or anything like that.
There will be some drama for sure.
I gave this match a 4.5 out of 5. Like, this was amazing. This was a great, like you said, is a great opening match. It was good. It was a perfect match to start the night off.
Yeah, I would give it a 4 as being good. It was a really good match. I don't rush to give out 5s, but I can definitely agree with your points to say it was a pretty great match. So I give it 4 stars.
Yep. Next was, oh yeah, Sami Zayn versus Breakker.
Braun Breaker for the
Breakker.
Intercontinental Championship.
We both picked this right?
We both picked Braun Breaker to.
Yep.
I think this one was a pretty obvious title change coming up for, hey, it's a big pay-per-view. We need some title changes. He's got the momentum. He's got the power, the craziness. So I think that one was pretty easy. And it was a shorter match than I thought. It wasn't very long.
Yeah, I liked their last match at Money in the Bank or whatever more than this one. This one I only gave it 2.5 out of 5. It wasn't 5. It wasn't that great. I mean, yeah, it's Braun, and he's just a beast. And now I love that his he runs and jumps on the top rope and does the Hurricane Rana. Like, that was just.
Oh yeah, that did look cool.
That's amazing. They say he's only like 6 foot, but he's like 250 or 260 or something. Just ridiculous, just jacked, dude. Just like, oh my gosh,
and he's fast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm torn between 2 or 3, and I don't do the halves or the points or the decimals. I would say, yeah, I'll rake it a 2. It had that good move, but yeah, I would just do 2. It was meh. It was just okay. It wasn't much storytelling in the match.
Yeah.
And I like that when people are like, there's storytelling in the matches. I'm like, yes, there absolutely is, if you know how to watch it.
Do you remember? I have to go back and watch. Is there a botch on the top rope? I wrote in my notes when I was watching. I was like, botch on the top rope, and then a blue thunderbomb. And then Braun hit him with the spear that, good God, he is broken in half.
I don't remember a botch. I know the blue thunderbomb didn't look as pretty as it does sometimes.
So maybe that was what I wrote on something like that.
There was a top rope move in a different match that looked kind of iffy.
Yeah. I think it was time for Sami to lose. Who knows? Eventually, he might go back to, just being kind of, what do you call it? Usi with the Usos and, Tribal G.
He does good on the chase, and he does good in groups or a tag.
Yeah, he does.
He's got a good character, but I don't think champ storylines were that interesting for him. So
it was an okay match. Yeah, not the greatest.
All right, next up was the United States Championship match. LA Knight versus Logan Paul. This is the one I called wrong. I picked Logan Paul to retain by cheating, which he did cheat, and he did try.
With MGK.
Machine Gun
Kelly. It's MGK now, apparently.
Oh, has he changed his name?
I don't know.
I don't follow pop culture anything.
But as they kept saying, MGK, I'm like, Machine Gun Kelly? Like, oh, okay, whatever. This was my match of the night. I love this match. I gave it almost a 5. It was darn near perfect in my opinion. That was 4.75. Logan just plays that heel very well. Like, you just want to punch him. When he came out and ripped that kid's sign up or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then LA Knight coming out in the Prime truck and breaking the window and just...
oh, yeah. Forgot about that.
Logan Paul's facial expressions, he's just like... Ooh, and then just... I mean, it was amazing, and I was just grinning like because LA Knight won. So I was excited. I love the match.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it as well. I don't know if you've seen today the clips going around on social media of it's like a split clip of Logan Paul training and like doing that moonsault off the ropes out to the floor, like in a practice area, and then it's switching to it live in the arena, and it's a pretty cool looking little clip. And he jumped far on that and high, and he almost overshot him. LA Knight barely caught him. It looks like he hit his foot really hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he sprained it or something. That was a good looking moonsault. Like,
you just don't realize or recognize how athletic he is. It's like, oh my gosh! Like,
it's impressive, yeah.
This is crazy. This is nuts.
I would give it 4 stars as well. It was a really good match. I liked it.
I
And I'm
went back and
excited
watched it
for LA
again
Knight.
with
LA
my
Knight is
kids.
definitely due some gold and a good run.
Oh
He's
yeah,
worked hard and he's earned it and he's built it up on his own, whether
yeah.
he had a story or not, and that's always impressive.
I went back and watched it with my kids the next day because I was just like, "You guys got to watch this match. It is amazing." So, and what's with okay? They had the Prime logo, which I'm like, okay, fine, but now they have like 4 other logos,
Right.
and
It
they're
was
just going
some
to become a
bank
big
and
old like,
Wingstop. And I was
come
like, are we
on,
turning
man!
into the
Like,
UFC mat? Or is it going to be a NASCAR mat?
I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, next was I don't even want to talk about this. It's the lowest rated match ever. It's going
Yeah.
to be short and not even sweet. Nia Jax, the new champ, versus Bailey. 0.25, not even a 1, less than
Whoa.
it basically is. I hated it. Like this whole time, I'm just like, I hate this match. I hate this match. I just don't like Nia Jax. Just not
Definitely, yeah, not invested in her as a character.
Yeah. And what's her ring going to be like? Oh, we can just beat people up and.
I didn't think there was even. I'm trying to remember any good moves or nothing. Yeah, nothing interesting. I was going to give it a 2, but you kind of convinced me to give it a 1 is bad. I'll give it a 1 star is bad.
I think I wrote in my notes, I was like, if Tiff Time almost bumped it up to like a 1 or 1.5, and I was like, "Ooh, she's gonna get." Oh, she's
Right.
gonna,
I know she came out to support Nia, and she got the new briefcase the night before. That was what you called that. They would upgrade the briefcase.
yeah.
And then she's helping her celebrate, and I'm like, cash in now while she's tired. Betray her and hit her with the thing and cash in, and that will make it exciting, a good story.
Now the interesting question
They missed a big opportunity. They should have
ponder.
Would have been a good cash in.
Is Bailey turning back to a baby face? Because she had that gear on when she was the lovable, huggable, happy-go-lucky gal, with all her friends and stuff.
I would say she's either turning face or she's taking some time off.
Could be.
Why she dropped the belt. Because it just didn't make sense otherwise.
Yeah. So we can move on from that. I'm 0.25. Yeah, not a great match. Not definitely worth SummerSlam. Just that could have been a Friday Night SmackDown.
For sure. Is it just because I noticed they gave the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament winners, they each got a belt this time? Is that they're trying to legitimize their tournament more? I mean, it's cool stat to win tournaments in wrestling, G1 or the Owen or whatever.
Would that get rid of Money in the Bank then?
I don't know. I think maybe they're just trying to give more prestige to their tournament, maybe. I don't know. But or just some credence to, hey, if you win this tournament, you're good, so you probably could or should be a champion.
Yeah. I don't know.
All right. Next up is the grudge match. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with special guest Seth Rollins.
This is one of my missed picks, and my bold take almost happened, but did not, because I said Seth was going to cost not Punk, Drew the title again, or not the title. Sorry, I'm rehashing all the old stories.
Let me summarize it
Drew
so I can put it in the sound effect. Brad's bold take was wrong.
Yeah. So, but I like this. This is probably, I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's a good match. I thought there'd be a little bit more destruction from Drew, but I think they did well in Seth freaking Rollins and his outfits.
Good. You got to wonder if he loves all that stuff, or is he just like, I don't even care. Just push the envelope and I'll do whatever.
Yeah, it's like, what was that?
Make a chicken costume and I'll go out there in it.
Shorts and a cut off, a tank top, like kind of I'm wearing right now for a ref. Like, come on.
I read that they're going to start using that ref cam a lot more. I don't know if I like that or not.
That was interesting. It would take some getting used to. But yeah, I don't know. Did they that was LA Knight and Logan Paul that they did the move on the table and it didn't break. I was like,
oh yeah, that looks like it hurt. Yeah, it's got to hurt when the table doesn't break.
So, but now I guess we have it's going to be CM Punk versus Rollins, I think. With the real life hatred, I think that's going to be really good.
You think they really hate each other in real life? I think it was just a shoot.
Maybe not. I don't know. So I still think it'll be good. I think they're both pretty good on the mic, but yeah,
I thought they played the storyline well. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty good match. I thought they did well when CM Punk dropped Drew and said, "Hey, you saw his bracelet on Seth, and Seth's like, no, I just picked it up because Drew dropped it. And then CM Punk, I was like, okay, that at least fit his character that he can't control himself, and kind of lost it and went after Seth. And then it cost himself the match. I think they could have played it a little bit more theatrical and built it up for that to happen, but they still got the point across.
Yeah. So
what is it was a good match, so I called CM Punk winning correct. You picked CM Punk to win, but then your bold take did not play out the way you wanted.
But Punk didn't win. Drew won.
Oh, that's right. We got that one wrong. Oh man, I'm tired. It's been a long day. We both picked Punk, and Punk lost. Drew won. So yeah, we got that one wrong.
It'll be interesting to see Drew moving forward, see what he does next. Go back for a title. Now that we'll talk about it next, Gunter is our new champion.
Oh, yeah. All right, yeah, let's go to that match. So, World Heavyweight Championship match. Gunter versus Damian Priest. This one, I picked Damian to retain. I think we both picked Damian. We got this one wrong. I was surprised that they decided to switch it. I'm not that invested in Gunter.
Which almost happened, but, Finn tried to help him. Didn't help him out like I thought he might.
Yeah, I thought he was going to help, and then Damian's going to get mad. They've been teasing the Judgment Day falling apart. But then Finn put his foot on the rope and turned against him, and he saw the replay. I thought that was a kind of neat way to he saw the replay.
No botches, so your dashing take.
No botches. Right. So Derek's dashing take was correct.
There you go.
So I don't get a belt for that, but we'll make tally marks somewhere.
I think, what was it? If I'm trying to remember, wasn't it last year's SummerSlam that Damian cost Finn Balor the match?
Ooh, that might be a long-term receipt.
So maybe
I don't remember.
I think I remember reading something about that. So I was like, oh, very interesting.
I don't think so. Did we give ratings to Drew and Punk?
I said 4 out of 5, 4.0 out of 5.
4, okay. I'd say 3 out of 5. It was okay.
Yeah.
On the Gunter and Damian match, I'm trying to remember. So, I would say a 3 stars. It was okay.
Yeah, I did 3.5. I just wonder how Gunter's going to be on the mic. Like, yeah, he can chop and slap the snot out of people, but how's the mic skills going to be?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it almost seems like Damian's getting ready to turn, babyface. Well, with the Judgment Day imploding, that's going to be interesting because he'll probably go back and work on that storyline now, I'm guessing.
Yeah, is he going to do a solo run now, or since his group's falling apart? I don't know.
Yeah.
Or are they going to drag it out with them just getting them versus Dom? I don't know.
Mixed tag match.
Mixed tag match.
Damian and Rhea versus Liv and Dirty Dom.
All right. Up next, finally, the main event. The most boring, predictable main event for the last 35 minutes. Like, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Yep, here it comes. Solo's going to not botch, but he did not look good again. I saw one of his punches didn't look good. One of his kicks was missed by this much, and I was like, you gotta at least touch his face with your foot.
Something. Come on, man.
And then I was like, oh, and here comes the doof balls, and then I knew
good goofballs, and then the bad goofballs.
And yeah, I was like, and here's gonna come the faces to help him out, and then they'll bring out the enforcer, and then it seemed very predictable. It sounded like Jacob Fatu actually really hurt his shin or something, or his foot when he did the jump to the table.
Yeah.
He was screaming and pretty mad, so I think he was mad
something
because he's going to be on the shelf for a while.
Oof.
I saw a picture on social media. He was in a boot today, so either he really got hurt or they're really playing into it, which I don't know why you would write it that way, but.
Match, I gave it 3.25 out of 5. That was, like I said, and I start to wonder, we saw this because, we were talking about Roman Reigns returning. This was the MO for all their matches. Bad guy does great for a while. Good guy has his little, comeback, and then bad guy gets numbers advantage, and then usually bad guys win. And I'm like, are we just going to go through this again? We saw this for however many times.
3 years, yeah.
It's just different with Roman Reigns. now that he was right, like, you know, we miss you when you're gone. I'm like, oh, he's back. Like, in the OTC, is that original tribal chief, only tribal chief? Like,
Yeah, I didn't quite get what that stood for.
I don't know.
So you called the Roman Reigns return. I thought it might be a little too early, but I think maybe they're realizing that Solo is struggling to get over.
Yeah.
He had the FU chance again.
What are
I'm
they
just
saying?
not that into it.
Not good. Not
So
good.
and with Roman, they can write it any which way, and he can play it. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Roman Reigns, he plays that part really well.
Yeah.
They announced some new custom belt you can buy, 1,300 of them, a Roman Reigns themed belt, and they sold out and super fast.
Oh wow.
So it was like $600 or something.
Oh,
You know, it's
that's
a cool
crazy.
looking belt, but so Roman's back. We'll see how that plays out. Cody retains. That was predictable. I really want
Just
some storylines for Cody to match up to his chase and build. Like
yeah,
that's the
anything
greatest.
that's not the bloodline. Like that's all it's been. Like
Yeah. I think Bloodline needs to go away. Like you need or Cody
drag it
fought the
out to
Bloodline
Summer
forever. I don't know.
or Survivor Series or War Games or whatever. But yeah, it needs to not no title involved. But
I want
yeah,
better stories for Cody.
I know he finished the story, but then it's like, okay, now
Yeah, now retire, I guess.
that's funny. I'm still waiting on the heel turn for Cody. I think it'll be great.
All right. Other stuff for the SummerSlam. Let's see. Talk about like best spot of the night, and then you called it. R-Truth got some comedy in there with the Miz.
That
They
was
got
funny.
they got to give Jelly Roll the choke slam and the five knuckle shuffle.
I don't know if he's that strong or Austin Theory just jumped really high. Like, but it looked decently impressive. Like,
It was a good looking choke slam. Yeah, they did well with that.
so
To be fair, that's probably one of the easiest moves to pick up if you
oh
had to
yeah,
do it, especially if someone's jumping to help you.
yeah. So, see, big spot. I think the ending with, well, Logan Paul and his moonsault, that was amazing. And
That
then
was a
the
big one. Yeah,
ending of that, just the flip, and then boom, oh, hit him with his move, and just so that was probably my favorite spot.
yeah. I think that was probably mine too. The table smash from the ring is a good long jump, but that's also we've seen that 100 times.
Yep.
Trying
No
to
John
see.
Cena. I was thinking maybe something, maybe a backstage or I don't know, something, but I
No
don't know.
cash ins.
No. Well, there's no guys money in the bank to cash in because I already ruined that. So
Yeah. All right. So overall ranking of the pay per view, I would say it was entertaining, even though it might be I'd say predictable, but I picked 4 of 7 right. So I guess it's not that predictable, but
you know,
um, hit all the feel good spots for the stories, got the title changes, sets up the whole second half of the year to change it up and keep going, try new stuff. Um, I like a little bit more technical wrestling, a little bit more spot filled wrestling.
mm-hmm.
I think they do the best production and the best stories, but I still like some of the more spot filled
Yep.
stuff and other promotions. But still good. So I'd give it 3 stars out of 5. I'd say it was okay.
Yeah.
Entertaining pay per view.
I'd say overall probably 3.5. So yeah, above average. It's like even if I haven't been watching, Monday night and Friday night every time, like I can watch their little 5-minute intro video, and it's like boom, you are caught up, and you're just like, oh,
Yep.
this is amazing. Like they're going through everything. You're like, wow.
Yep. I watch. I'll sometimes go to YouTube and watch some retakes. I got a couple people I follow on Instagram that do recaps. I follow a fair amount on X for fun, and then the only show I watch weekly is I'll watch Dynamite the day or two after it airs on Thursday or Friday after the Wednesday nights. I can't keep up with Monday night shows or Wednesday and Friday night shows. Like it's too much. I'm happy
It
to get
is.
in one pay per view a month.
Yep.
So that's SummerSlam. That wraps up SummerSlam.
Oh yeah. And what's next? Bash at Berlin.
That's the next WWE pay per
To
view.
Germany, yeah.
Next pay per view is August 25th. Will be AEW, where someone will be crowned inaugural Wrestling Brothers Breakdown AEW pay-per-view picker, which will probably be me.
2 belts will look good on me. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you better not be 2 belts, Brad. Oh my gosh. I don't think your ego needs any help.
What? Come on now. Well, as long as, Nia Jax loses her title next pay-per-view, I'll be happy to give you the belt. I'll trade that anytime.
I would laugh if it was like one of those, they turn around and just give it away the next night. One of those kind of,
yeah.
Like, oh, look, it's a Charlotte Flair championship. One day.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that is our show. If you guys haven't yet, give us a follow. All our social media channels. Reach out to us. We'd love to have any comments, questions. Just acknowledge us. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So we got a few weeks break, and then I'll try to get this one up as soon as I can. And then we'll have not back-to-back weekends, but 3 coming up pretty quick turnaround time. So I'll see if you can come over to my house and watch the AEW one, and maybe I'll come over to yours for the WWE, whatever. We'll figure it out. Get together and watch them. I like watching them together. I'm traveling right now. This is not my normal setup, so watch some wrestling, have a good time, get together and talk about it, because our opinions matter the most on the internet wrestling community.
Get R-Truth to join our show. That'd be fun.
That would be funny.
Have some fun times with that. I'll have to tweet at him or X at him. I don't know, what do they call it now? Insta, Snapchat, Facebook, Gram.
Oh man, if I wasn't in tech, I'd be falling behind too. But
yep.
All right, so that'll do it. We will check you guys later.
See ya.